Okay, we're going to do another example here. Much like the one previous to this, we just did two data plugins. Again, we're going to use two data plugins. And if you were with us on the introduction, then we briefly used the text plugin. So this time we're going to use the data text plugin along with another one and see how they react with each other. Again, since we are using Datapool, let's start out this example again like we should with every other one. If you're using Datapool, we'll go into the scene settings, into the plugin tab, go into our scene plugins, drag the Datapool plugin into the scene settings plugin area. Let's jump back and set up our scene here. Let's say we want to set up a bar graph. We could use something like a cylinder here. So I'm going to drag this down here and go ahead and add some type of material on it so that we'll be able to see it. And what I'm going to do is actually set the axis center here to bottom. Let's set the scaling to single because I want this to kind of scale up here from the bottom. So we'll go ahead and keep that as is. Now we also want a font with this, so we're going to drag a font down too. And let's go ahead for the moment, just for placement, let's enter some type of number here. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this number right beside this cylinder here. We're going to go back into our built-ins, into the container plugins, into the data folder. First thing I want to do is add data text onto my text. And we're going to go into the data text folder or data text plugin here in the upper right. In our field name, we can give it anything we want. Let's just call it text again to keep it simple. And we're going to add the data scale to our cylinder. And we're going to go ahead, click on the data scale plugin, and in the upper right area here, we're going to say the field name is going to be equal to the same thing as we typed in the text field name, which was text. So both of these plugins now are receiving the data named text. And if it makes more sense to you, you're more than welcome to rename these to anything you want. I named it text on the first one, but we can certainly name it anything else. So if we just want to call this size, and we can rename these both to size, it doesn't matter. Whichever name you're giving it, make sure they both have it. The one thing that we do want to do though in our data scale is to make sure our format is set to Y. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. At the moment, we're not going to worry too much about what the data max and data scale max and what these variables are, but they can certainly help you in your scene design as well. But for now, I'm going to go ahead, put my Viz artist on air, and again, we're going to use this send command to send one more command here. So like last time we sent two commands, this time we're actually sending one command to two plugins. So we know the name or the field name that we gave it, which was size, and I'm just going to type in size right here, and let's say we want it equal to 20. When I hit send, the number should change and the size of the cylinder should change. 20, obviously a little bit too much, so if you want to go back and go ahead and tweak this and hit size 15, you can see how the number is changing again. And let's make this a little bit smaller, maybe back to 10. So this is when we can come back into our scale here and use our data max and our scale max. And you can see as when we start adjusting these, how this may affect it. So I'm just going to reset that and use our data max here. So the scale max was set to 100, might have been too much for us. So we may just want to decrease the scale max here. So this is all part of the design process again of setting these variables right, because obviously we don't want this cylinder to go off screen. So we just may need to play around with these variables a little bit just to get it right for our particular needs.